Yeah. It's your boy DJ Wiz Hoffa, Faces of 518, episode 8. I got a special guest in the building.
Yeah.
He's one of the pioneers of independent hip hop in the 518 scene. He's a DJ. He's an MC first. He's also a producer. And I've been around this guy for a long time, and we've done many things together. And for him to still be doing hip hop at the level that he's doing it at, especially at the age where we get counted out in this game, I want to shout out my man JB, aka Dirty Moses, in the building today, man.
Man. What's good, Wizzy?
Yeah. What up, man?
Chilling, fam.
What's going on with you, man?
Man, right now I'm honored to be here in the presence of greatness. You know what I mean?
Look, man, we both great. If you throw it, I gotta throw it back.
No doubt.
So
Let us be great. Let us be great.
We've been doing this. We've been friends for over 20 years.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start back to when you came up here from New York City.
Yeah, you was fresh out of high school.
And you was trying to, make your bones around the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember how it is that we linked up, but once that happened, it was like, it just became some, a long-lasting relationship.
Yeah, we've been
many
family
great
ever
memories.
since. For real.
So,
I remember us going to Brooklyn to cop. What did we go cop? We either cop the EPS. Yeah.
Yeah, you brought me down there to get that.
Yep.
So coming up here, you from Harlem originally.
Yeah.
And you came up here at what age?
I came up here in the early 90s. I ain't got to tell my age, fam. Chill, fam.
Okay.
Fam.
And
Chill,
when you
fam.
did come up,
I dye my grays, fam. Chill, fam. Don't make me say my age.
Yo, man, I'm hearing that this salt and pepper thing is sexy with the ladies.
Yo,
I don't know. That's
show.
what they say,
That's
but
what the ladies are saying. I let some show. Like it's some salt in here, but I got a deadly pepper too. So.
So yeah, I mean, you came up here from Harlem,
mm-hmm.
and you basically didn't really know anybody up here, right?
Nah, it's crazy because I came through and I was DJing. I had my turntables or whatever, and my ex, my wife at the time, shout out to KB. She was like, "Man, cut it out. Stop playing around with this music stuff. Let's get serious with this healthcare stuff." I'm like, "All right." I'm like, "You know what? In about a year, you gonna hear me on these records too." And she's like, "Whatever." And then I just started writing because I had been DJing so much. I was like, I could do this myself. It's like, why am I playing all these other cats' records and not making my own? So I just started writing, producing and writing. Met up with that kid Boog, and it was a wrap from there. Then we met Sev Static, probably all around the same time, and we just kept it moving from there. That was probably 1994, 93, 94.
Okay, that would make a lot of sense. So growing up in Harlem,
mm-hmm.
what's some of the things that you seen that inspired your love for hip hop and being growing up in the Mecca? Obviously, that was all right around you. So what were some of your earliest influences?
Man, I've been around hip hop since its inception. I feel like
we have, we first generation hip hop
for real. So growing up in Harlem, I used to see cats like Dougie Fresh, the Slick Rick, just out on the streets doing their thing. Rob Bass, Easy Rock, rest in peace. I would see all of them cats on the street just doing their thing. I would pass them like I would pass you on the street or go on the Price Chopper. You know what I'm saying? It would be nothing, and I'd be like, God, these guys are gods in the neighborhood. And they always would be doing their little battles or their little freestyles in the park, and I'd just be right there on the fence in Lincoln Projects, just on the fence watching them. 5, 6, 7 years old, watching them like, damn, that's crazy how they putting it down. Plus, my older brother Derek, he used to rap too and make beats. We had the old TR-808 back in the day, and he used to make beats on that little drum machine.
So you had your older brother, so that's key right there, because I didn't have an older brother.
Right.
But when you were still in the city, were you like recording? Were you trying to make demos? Were you really taking it serious, or you just loved the craft and you was outside just like every other kid just doing this?
I was just outside like every other kid, just playing around with it. You know, my brother would go to the studio, him and his boy Kev, and I would come watch them in the studio. We all had turntables. Kev used to be the DJ back in the day, and he taught me how to scratch and everything. So I was rocking with that probably in the '80s, and then for some reason my brother stopped, and it was like when he dropped it, and my boy Equan got killed. It was like I picked it up from both of them, and I never stopped.
So now you up here, you come up here, you trying to make your way around the scene. You said you ran into myself, you ran into Sev Static.
And I was battling all you mother effers.
Listen, man.
I had bars for everybody.
Tell them how the climate was back then.
Yo, the climate was all fam, man. We was all battling each other. We was all doing the same thing, trying to come up, put out records, you know what I'm saying? And it had our little 4 tracks, whatever, our little Ensoniq EPS 16 plus. I had the ASR. Before that, I had the Ensoniq Mirage.
I remember that Mirage.
Yeah,
wow.
man. I used to have you, Tado. All of us was in the crib making joints back in the day.
We started definitely early, and we started with,
Sandar. Shout out to Sandar.
8-second samplers and 4 tracks and things that y'all don't know about.
On cassettes. We used to put the cassettes in the 4-track and the little Tascam 4 tracks.
That's a fact.
Right.
And them shits used to sound like shit.
Yo, but you know what?
The more you overdubbed, it was
it would be messed up. But the sound, that gritty sound, that's what was hip hop back in the days.
That's a fact.
Now all the records sound real clean, but I like that gritty stuff still.
So when you first came up here, you were solo. What made you get into the group? How'd you meet Boog and start the Mad Flowas?
So I went over to my boy, I was hanging with this kid, Fakri. We used to work together at Albany Med. And Fakri would rap, and he was nice. He's an older dude. He was nice. I used to be like, damn, son is nice. But you know what? I'm nice too. So we went over to this kid house. It was Sev's house, and he had this kid, Big Mister, who he was in a group with called Master Plan. And sitting in the corner was what looked like this old man just chilling on a little chair in his cover, so Sev is rapping. We like, this white boy can't, whatever. But Sev was murdering it. He was murdering it. So I started rapping. Then all of a sudden, what looked to be this old dude unwraps himself from the blanket, gets out of the chair, walks up, and he starts killing it. I'm like, yo, son is ridiculous.
And it's Boogaloo?
Boogaloo. And I was like, yo, he was a combination of like Old Dirty Bastard and Method Man at the same time, because he was from Staten.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, so he's still down there now. But I'm like, yo, you wanna do a group? He is like, yeah, bet. And we would just bounce ideas off of each other, freestyling back and forth, coming up with hooks. You know what I mean? We met Big Mike Epps, and Mike was like, yo, I want to produce for y'all. Y'all are hot. And just was a rap from there.
So Sev Static, right? Who is a key figure in 518 hip hop.
Yeah.
As far as I remember,
and when I met Sev, real quick, he had just came off tour.
Okay.
He had just came off tour. Now Sev is like a year and a half older than me. He had just came off tour, and we're like, whatever. We all black. We thinking this white guy can't rap, because it was only like back then. It was only what Beastie Boys and what's the other group? Gasface. What's them dudes? Third Base. Yeah, it was only those two at the time that we knew of up here anyway, who was rapping. So we was like,
it was definitely hard for our white friends.
Yeah. They nice though. Like
trying to grow up in hip hop, it was different than now. It was very different than now.
Yep.
I think Eminem made it acceptable.
Yeah.
But back then it was kind of like we didn't really want them fucking with what we did.
Right. What was ours was ours.
And if they did, they had to be extremely nice. And I feel like that's why most of them like are so good, because they knew they couldn't be mediocre and even get play in this game.
Right. That's what made cats like Sev and Dez and Shice and freaking Sween. That's what made them exceptional because they were already exceptional. They was already writing on levels that other people weren't writing on and coming with concepts that other people weren't. So
and even the DJs too, the Money Mikes and the Nate the Greats.
Yep.
The guys that, you know, that we looked up to, you know, were on a whole different level. But then when you got to hear these guys, you like, these is the dudes that really got the extreme skill levels here.
Right.
They doing this on a, you know, because they knew, like, if I'm going to be into this game, I got to be A1 nice.
Yeah, shout out to Nate the Great. Nice. Nate is phenomenal, man. That's my boy right there. 20 plus years too.
Yeah, he's good dude. He's good dude, man. He's on my single, I Get Down, featuring Mickey Fax and Doo-Wop. Y'all can go check that on YouTube. He did the scratches on there.
Yeah.
You know, I give him all the credit because people probably think I did it, but I didn't. I just didn't have time to do that shit. So
you know what's crazy about that?
It's nice to have friends that you could just be like, yo, Nate, can you handle this for me?
Exactly. But you know what's crazy about that? Scratch hooks. You was the king of that shit. You probably still are, but you don't do it anymore.
I definitely get busy with the scratch hooks.
For real.
I do so much that it just be so much, and I'm just like, yo. Matter of fact, I scratched on your album.
You scratched on several joints, man, and you spit on joints.
Yeah, and I appreciate you for always coming to get me when you needed me to, you know, scratch on them joints, because you could have went and got Nate. You could have went and got Money Mike.
Did it myself.
You could have went and got whoever.
Yeah, but it was like, you was that dude. You still are that dude. So it's like, I'm gonna go to fam, mess with fam, because you know it's like, I feel like if we don't, when we have these opportunities, if we don't reach out to our people and give our people a good look, it's like our people think we not checking for them. And I never want my fam to be like, oh, Jay on some other shit. Nah, I'm still rocking with fam forever.
Right. That's a fact. You always been that way. Would you say that Sev Static and the Master Plan movement was responsible for opening up, like, the shows, the hip hop shows in Albany? Like, the fact that these artists right now can just go and find a venue and throw a show there, just we gotta have you know, it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
in
25 years ago, there were no clubs that played any hip hop. So what would happen, being that Sev had to connect with all the rock and roll and all of those cats, they would be like, look, how about you open for the rock and roll cats? So Sev and Master Plan would do these shows and would bring the rest of us in. You know what I mean? When you go back and you think about places like Bogies, when they started doing hip hop shows, that was on the strength of Sev and Master Plan.
Right.
And without them doing what they did, like you said, it wouldn't, Wizzy and JB wouldn't exist to do shows and to DJ at certain clubs and different venues. And I feel like the respect, like, you got to put respect on Sev's name for that alone. And then after that, you got the rest of us that continue to open doors for everyone else. Like, I'm still doing that for people.
Right.
You know, and I do a lot of stuff on the low without saying it, because I don't want people to think I'm trying to be big-headed or anything like that. I just want these doors open so all these young cats could come through and do these big shows at the Albany Center and stuff like that. If it wasn't for people like us, that wouldn't happen.
That's a fact. A lot of people don't know that. And that's why, you know, I do Faces of 518, so people can know who the predecessors are and also who's going to take 518 into the future too.
Right.
Y'all always been like the second best duo in the 518.
So I feel like nice. So I feel like the first best duo is you and Sandar.
I'm just
is that what you saying?
That's what they say.
That's what they say. I ain't hear nobody say that. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, it was like 18 people. It was 18 groups that night. It was 18 groups that night.
You talking about that contest?
Oh, you talking about that contest that
y'all stole the record deal?
That we got signed and got crapped on. You talking about that joint? Yeah, it was 18 and 19 acts. And yo, I'm not even gonna lie to you. No cap. I thought y'all niggas had it. No bullshit. I thought y'all niggas had it. But when I spoke to Sugar Bear and Cheap Cologne, he was like, niggas did y'all thing.
I'm gonna have a talk with that guy. with Sugar Bear, man.
Yo, matter of fact, Cut Master Supreme was there too. He voted for us too. And Sandar is his cousin. So you would think
that was an elite show.
Yo, that's, man. Looking back at those times, bro.
I sat on that stage like a boxer that got knocked the fuck out.
Yo, you was
I was there for another hour after everybody cleared out. I'm still sitting on the stage. Like, I can't believe that this just happened right here. You know what I'm saying? But y'all went, y'all got the deal was, y'all got to put out vinyl.
Yeah.
Under this independent label.
Yeah,
and they
that
pressed it up
GMV.
for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And that was so. How did that feel for y'all though?
Yo,
at the time
it felt great, you know, and being that we was doing all the recording ourselves, we would go to all the studios and record everything ourselves. I would engineer stuff, I would craft the beats, whatever. And it was like, this is a dream come true. But the reality of it is we got shitted on. And this is, you know, I take my hat off to Cheap Cologne for presenting that opportunity for the rest of us. It wasn't his fault that we got shitted on.
Was it Joe that had something to do with
Yeah.
Okay.
Joe
Shout
Cologne.
out Joe Cologne.
Yeah, Joe Cologne has something to do with it because he was the connect with GMV Records, which is the same record label that Keith Murray was signed to. So he presented this opportunity. All of us came through. We rocked. We won. Whatever. And what they gave us was 10 pieces of vinyl. That's what we got. We didn't get any money. They took all of the publishing, I want to say. And it was like, after that, it was like, yo, I got to be on my business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's when I created
we could have pressed this up ourselves.
Right. Because, you know, after that, it was like, I created my Just Because Entertainment, Just Because Productions. And it was like, from there, it's like, yeah, I'm not messing with no other label unless the situation is correct. So I've had a couple of different situations that helped me stay afloat financially with the music, so I'm grateful. But if it wasn't for Cheap Cologne, I can't lie, that probably wouldn't have happened because, you know, that record is still moving around today.
I feel the need to say this too because you know, let's put some respect on Joe Cologne name.
And shout out to PJ Katz for doing the remix on the back of the joint.
Yeah, that was fire. Yeah. Now we're gonna put some respect on Joe Cologne name because I know, you know, how he may be perceived now may be a little different because he's still out here dealing with this younger generation. But for most of us that know Joe Cologne, a lot of you guys wasn't outside yet.
Right.
So you don't really know who the fuck you talking to when you're talking to him. You don't know these things. So we got to put it out there like Joe Cologne has been a staple in the 518 hip-hop community, and he been making moves up here since the early 90s. And like I said, a lot of y'all wasn't outside, so y'all don't know that he's a 518 legend, but we gonna give him them flowers.
Yeah, he get his flowers for sure. And his son, he got his son doing lots of big things, man. So I'm proud of them and they movement, whatever. I want to see his son battle a couple of people because he's nice, but we gonna talk about battling in a different joint.
That's a fact. So you, Mad Flow is y'all, like y'all the number 2 group in the area.
Wait a minute. These bars didn't say I was number 2. These bars said I was number 1. So I don't know what you're talking about. But all right.
Y'all killing all the shows. Y'all in and out of the studio. Like, how did y'all grow a fan? Because this is before social media. You had to really be on the grind. You had to be outside. You had to be in certain places. You had to, you know, network amongst certain crowds. So what was it like building that?
When you hear people like Master P talk about he used to sell CDs out the trunk of his car, it was the same type of movements we had up here. Like we would press up our cassettes and our CDs or whatever, and we go hand to hand to different areas with our flyers and everything, radio stations, whatever, trying to make it happen. You'd catch us in Vermont. You'd catch us in Massachusetts, in the city. You know what I mean? Philly. We would move. We would do a lot of movement trying to make it happen.
And we would be outside.
And we was outside.
All of the hottest clubs, all of the hottest, wherever the parties was at, we was outside with our flyers and merchandise.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Club 519, Bogies, every joint.
We
Sneaky
going,
Pete's,
we going in
rock
other,
Sneaky
we
Pete's,
going
like,
in other venues, passing out flyers from other venues,
right?
And they want to kick us out because we passing out flyers to another venue.
Right. Big facts.
Then we catching a cipher on the corner at 3 a.m. after that.
Spanking niggas.
It's an old video I seen of you surfacing around back when you was spanking somebody in front of Bogies. Who was that?
You know who that was? That was Block McCloud. You know Block McCloud? He actually he lives in Massachusetts. He did joints with Sean Price, couple of underground cats. But Block is nice. But yeah, I was handling the business.
Why he did that, man?
I was handling the business.
That nigga JB don't play B. You know.
I ain't even on it like that no more. I'm just trying to make good records. But yeah, man, I was a little feisty little nigga, man.
So you on like your 7th, 8th, 9th album? What is it now?
I don't even know what the number is, but it's almost done. I need a Wizzy joint, man. Matter of fact, I need a Wizzy joint. I got a couple of beats of yours, but I need some updated Wizzy joints.
I just wanted to put that out there because, you know, to be 8, 9 albums deep in this game, that's kind of serious right there, bro.
It's serious,
that ain't nothing to sneeze on.
It's serious, but the real thing about it is, like, when I do these shows and I get, you know, hit up from overseas or whatever, and I get the reaction from the people for the music, it's like that's what keeps me going. It has nothing to do with, okay, I'm nicer than them or any of that. I'm not on that tip anymore. I'm not trying to battle nobody. You are not embarrassing me. I'm not going to embarrass you. But you bring it to me, I still got bars, but it's like I'm just trying to have fun with it and create good energy and good records. So when I get that feedback from people, that's what keeps me going. And I know it's a bag in it at the end of the day too. So.
And I see you finally got wised up and got some of this DJ money,
nigga. I you know what? It's a whole different level, man. It's a whole different level. I can't even front. Like the rap money and the band money is phenomenal. Like it's definitely better than the DJ money, but I feel like the DJ money is gonna help me support my career and push me to different areas. I could play my records too, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not having to worry about the next DJ playing my records. And not that we don't all support each other, because we do, but it's like I don't have to worry about that. I could be in the club, 20,000 people, and rock and throw my record on and see if it's gonna knock or not. You know what I mean? And if they gonna move, if they dance to it, I know I got something.
You should put together a little J Live set, man.
You know what? J Live is my guy, but you know what? I don't do that. I play off of my SP404. That's the easiest thing to take with me on tour. Instead of, you know, making beats on the spot, I just load all my beats in there and I just go. I can take that coast to coast, country to country, and not worry about nothing.
So you out here DJing? Do you feel like it's different? Do you feel like it's a different type of vibe?
I feel like the energy is different from when I was DJing 20 plus years ago, for sure. I feel like it's too easy now, and the people that are in music and doing hip hop and are finding that it's hard for them to get ahead, they need to diversify their portfolio and do something different. You know what I mean? I feel like me at the stage I'm at now, I've reinvented myself so many different times with the music and different situations. It's like I am going to forever be in this music. There's no way I'm not going to make money from this music. Whether I'm writing for someone else, producing for someone, DJing, doing a wedding, whatever the case may be, I'm forever going to do music. And the cats that are coming up that just want to rap, that's good. That's great, actually. But if you're not making it, find another way to get to that bag so you can support your career. Because nowadays, we have to be the label. We are the label. You know what I mean? So if you're not your own label and you don't know what you're doing, go take a class, learn some shit, then go and find another way to make some money so you can support yourself. I'm at the point where I don't even need to work, bro. Like, I'm doing so much with the music. I've been a nurse for a number of years. I don't need to work. I could just do this music shit. I'm just trying to make sure my credit score go up to, to the high 800s. You know what I mean? So I could quit and just chill. Make music all week.
How you feel about the level of competition not being there no more, as far as like, when we got on tracks, me and Venom talked about this. When we got on tracks back in the days, it was like, he nice. I'm gonna have to burn him.
Right.
I'm gonna have to make an example of him.
Right.
Do you feel like that competitional energy is in hip hop still with amongst a lot of the new people making music?
I feel like
You feel like they just
the younger heads that are making music don't have that at all. But I feel like the new older heads that are making music, like all the Buffalo Cats, shout out to Griselda, shout out to my boy Casablanca the guy, he's on my new joint too. All them cats still got the same energy that we had. My boy Amir, he's on my joint. You know Amir.
Yeah, he was just on my expert opinion on
Yeah,
my
yeah.
podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's on my joint too. He still has the same energy. He, I sent him some tracks. He's like, yeah, I know what it is, because we battled back in the day. I used to cut y'all niggas heads off. By the way, I just need to say that one more time. But
He not talking to me.
but I feel like the older cats that are doing it, even if they're considered young, new because they haven't been seen before, they still have that energy. But the younger cats don't have that energy. They don't care about that. They don't care about crafting the best lyrics or whatever. They just want to get to the bag quick. And I think they found a formula that works for them, and that's okay. I'm still giving bars. Even if I'm doing a sing-songy record or I'm talking about some chicks, you gonna know that this is hip-hop. Like when you used to hear LL do a joint and he talking about Love You Better. When you hear him spit, you was like, okay, this is still hip-hop.
Right.
Even though it's a pop song, it was still hip-hop. He still barred it out in there some way.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at with it.
Did any of the kids get the bug?
Let me see. At one point, my son John, he wanted to rap. My son Jaden, he was rapping, and then he stopped. I think he was mad at me for something, and he was like, I'm not doing this no more. But if you look at his social media, he's like, the real JB, #1.
Really?
So it is what it is. He nice. They all nice. Juwan just, he spit other people's joints. But the good thing about all of that, having kids and watching them grow up, yeah, they like the young stuff, but also, I'll go through their playlists and they got joints on there like Slick Rick and Big Daddy Kane and Cool G Rap, and I'm like, y'all listen to that? Yeah, we listen to that. That's fire, Dad. And I'm like, yeah, I did my job.
Yeah, because I always find a way to bring my daughter a piece of that nostalgia so she can at least say, when she get older, she know who certain people is. You just can't be out here as Wizzy daughter and you don't know. You just hip-hop clueless out here.
Right.
We can't have that.
Not only that, she got to know who Wizzy is too. You know what I mean? Like,
she's just gonna know that.
Nah,
just that.
Nah. I feel like parents, like famous parents, when their kids are coming up and their kids don't really realize that their parent is famous and they just living their regular lifestyle or what appears to be regular to them, and they don't know, and then something pop off in social media nowadays, it's like, okay, they were clueless. They didn't even know. I feel like they should know. The kids need to know who. My kids know who I am.
I think she knows a little bit. I mean, also, right, my daughter, she kind of famous herself.
I know.
She's
taking over the world.
She's on the radio every day. She's heard herself on the radio in the car. She's, she kind of knows. I mean, one time,
get him, Uncle Biz.
yeah, exactly. I think one time she was actually, her mother was on the phone or something, and she like had the music lower, but my daughter still heard the drop, and she was like, "Mommy, turn it up. I'm on the radio." Like, you know what I mean? So she kind of knows. Shout out to Uncle Biz, man.
Right. Shout out to Biz. That's my guy.
So going back to the '90s, because as we said, there's a lot of things that happened back then that set the stage for where we at now. So after that, we had the PCM movement, which was pitch control music, right? And that's when it really started expanding as far as like branching out to the different venues in the 518 and on the outskirts. It seemed like there was a hip hop show every week at that time.
Right.
That was kind of a phenomenal period of time right there.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like being a part of that whole thing?
Man,
Because you know Seva's our guy.
Yeah. I feel like. So first of all, Pitch Control Music was started by Sev, so he could promote his own joints. I just want to put that out there. He's not a selfish man, but he came up with this idea. He's like, I want to promote my own music, my own joints. Because remember, he had gotten signed. He was on Warner Brothers for a minute, and he had no foundation to promote his music. The label wasn't doing anything with him. So he was like, I'm gonna create this situation to promote my own joints. He's like, Jay, let's work, you know. And then of course Wizzy, Dez, whatever, whomever, we were all a part of that. So I feel like that was like big rap energy back then, because like you said, we were in every venue throwing shows every week, whether it was like little $5 shows or $10 or $25 shows. We was throwing shows every week. We were bringing up artists, and you know, we were making a name for ourselves. And I feel like that pushed the culture forward here because no one else was doing that.
And we was opening up for niggas before you had to pay somebody to do it. Like when we was opening up, we was opening up because they wanted us to open up, not because we paid $300 and we had to sell this many tickets.
Son, so remember we did the fest at Albany Fest with Big Pun and Fugees and the Locks and Lost Boys. Come on, man.
Common,
Busta Rhymes.
I've done Rob
DMX,
Easy Rock.
We've had everybody, man.
We opened up for basically who y'all call the hip hop icons right now.
Right.
I'll never forget stumbling in the Fugees little room they had in the back area. Mm-hmm. Why they had like all tables full of fast food in there. I didn't even know that KFC catered. Like, they had KFC, Taco Bell, this, that, take your pick. I'm like, oh, this is how they get treated? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't know anything about a writer back then. Now I do shows, they like, what you need? I'm like, oh, I need this water, I need this fruit, I need these chips, I want to eat this. I
think like Big Pun's writer had like 50 dozen of wings or some shit like that.
Yeah. He had like buckets and buckets of freaking wings, man. That shit was crazy.
It was crazy.
Rest in peace to Pun, man.
Yeah, because he never did make it to that show because after he was on the Soul Train Awards, like the week prior, the price went up.
Yep.
The price went up for when once Still Not a Player crossed over to that top 40. Within like 2 weeks in negotiation, the price jumped up.
Yeah.
From whatever it was to like 20,000.
Yep.
It happened that fast. With some of the now you actually got a band that you perform with. I wanna hear a little bit about that. How you got that started?
Victory Soul Orchestra. So they were already an entity in and of themselves, but it was like one night I was asked to do this 1 year anniversary to this restaurant and venue, this performance space on Lark Street in Albany, Savoy. And I'm on the bill, True Master's on the bill, Nate's on the bill, Victory Soul, and a couple of other artists on the bill, The Age, and just quite a few other artists. So I'm supposedly the headliner, right? So I'm rocking, but as I'm rocking, they're behind me warming up. So it's me and True Master, and they're behind me like sound checking, and I'm like, yo, what the you know what I mean? I'm looking at them with the serious ice grill, like I'm about to smash somebody's instrument right now, you know. And they're looking at me the same way. So eventually they're like, they stop. I rock my set. I stay around. They rock their set. The owner of the venue is like, yo, I sensed some animosity between you two. How about we do this to squash the beef? How about we throw a show? How about you two? It's just you two on the bill. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I hit up Joel, who was the band leader at the time, Joel Yanuzzi, and he's like, well, send me some songs. Let me hear something. I'm like, all right. So I sent him like 30 joints. And he's like, come to rehearsal, this is like 2 or 3 weeks later. He's like, come to rehearsal. We're practicing some of your joints. So I go in, and the first joint that they are playing is Bananas.
That's a hot record.
Fam, you know how that beat sound, right? So imagine a live band doing that beat, and they got it on point. Every note, every drum step, every hi-hat, everything. I'm standing there in awe, like, what the fuck is this? I've never seen that level of craftsmanship before. Yeah, we've rocked with bands here and there, you know, and people come out with their guitars, whatever, but that level of musicianship, I've never seen it before in my life up close for me. So they doing their thing. So it's like, okay, we do this show. The show is packed. Now, Savoy is small. I figure you could get 100 people in that back room uncomfortably. They said it was 220 people there. I don't know how, because there's no way. But the amount of money they gave us was like, okay, it was 200. It was 220 people there. So after that, it was like, well, this was fun. This energy was great. Let's do this. Let's do this again. So we just continued to do shows, and then it was like they tell me they're doing a record, an album, pressing vinyl. They want me to be on the vinyl. They send me the beat. I write, I record, I send everything back. The record comes out, it's doing good. So from us having the vinyl, we created more opportunities for us to have shows. Now, there's no Victory Soul Orchestra show without me. It's like I am Victory Soul Orchestra as well, and I'm the person. Like, if you're gonna ask about a show, it's either Joe or me, and I'm that guy. When we're on stage and people are watching, people are watching me, because I'm the only one that MCs or partially sings. And then we got Dolly, who sings. She's the main female woman vocalist, and it's like, now this is a thing. We're doing shows, and we're getting booked at the Palace Theater and places like that, and we're getting money that we didn't think we could make. You know what I'm saying? For a show. So, like Fat Joe said, the prices went up.
I'm in the wrong circles, man. Now I want to talk about also why didn't the event happen this year?
Which event?
Did True stop doing it?
Oh, Beat Shot Music?
Yes.
So we stopped.
Beat Shot Music Festival.
So with regards to Beat Shot and Beat Shot Music, Beat Shot is still a thing. It's still a thing. We're still fan. We still do events here and there. But it's like, and we all still make money off the name too. But it's like, True Master wants to do his own thing with regards to events, and the stress behind putting together a 3-day or 2-day festival is a lot. And no one else is coming to the table with any money for this. It's not like we ever had any sponsorship. The money came out of my pocket, Jody pocket, Adi pocket, Sev pocket, True pocket. The time that went into that and the meetings was us, Dez, Mitch. You know, it was no one else. We were the entity building that. So he's like, I'm tired of this. I did this for 10 straight joints. I want to do something different. So that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, I feel like I'm the master of reinvention. I've reinvented myself so many different times that I'm guaranteed to be in this music for a long time.
Yeah, we're not supposed to still be here, man.
Fam.
I'm not supposed to be.
We in our 40s, bro. Can I tell you?
No, he's in his 40s.
Nigga, stop playing. It's like, yo, I feel like I found a whole nother level of creativity getting with a band, and then, you know, doing the festivals, and then being a DJ, and of course rapping and producing and writing and ghostwriting for people. I feel like the creativity doesn't end. So if people are in this and they're getting discouraged, my advice is just keep going. Either stop and don't fuck with it, or keep going. And you got to put your energy into it. The same type of energy that we would have if we was chasing a chick, if we was chasing a woman, you know what I'm saying? That energy that goes into that is the same type of creative energy you have to put into getting what you want out of life.
That's a fact.
It's real simple. It's like, change the way you think, change the way you operate, concentrate on what it is, what your real desires are, and it'll manifest real easy.
Is it hard finding people that are like-minded with your level of dedication in this game? Because for me, I find that to be highly true.
I feel like it is, but I feel like it's not either because there's still Wizzy, there's still Biz, there's still Sev, there's still, Nate, there's still True. We still exist. The cats in Buffalo, they still there. You know what I mean? And those cats in Buffalo, they in their late 30s and 40s also.
Mm-hmm.
They are age and they getting it. And they on
You
a different level. Yeah, they on a totally different level and they never stopped. They never stopped. They had the bag behind them, but they never stopped. So I don't think it's hard finding like-minded individuals. I feel like everyone is pushing for the same thing. Everybody want to be great. But sometimes we all got to slow down and figure out how we are going to be great.
Right.
That's the only thing. And I think we all exist. We all exist for the same purpose of being better and being great and adding on for the next generation. So it's there, I wouldn't be up here on this podcast with you if it wasn't there. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. Because we still, this is a reinvention for me.
Right.
Like you spoke about us continuing to reinvent ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And those are some of the plays you got to make.
Right.
If you want to be here this long and be respected.
Right. Shout out to Deborah's son. I see you rocking the joint right there.
Oh, yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, I was with him yesterday.
92 Bricks. He told me he seen you in
Burger
in
Fry.
the Eats. Yeah, he told me. I talked to him this morning.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, them burgers expensive over there, man. Y'all got money.
That's what happens when you sell these beats, man. Deborah's son eating. This guy got so many placements, man.
He's doing very well.
He's doing very well.
It'd be funny to me how
and that's
some of the
type
biggest
of stuff
names
that I'm talking about.
Some of
like,
the biggest
people
some of the
don't even
people who are
know.
really the biggest names in the 518 ain't the most popular names in the 518.
Right. I don't care if I'm not popular.
Right.
I'm known, though. I can go to the grocery store, 20 people know who I am. I don't care if I'm not popular. I don't care if people think I'm whack or I'm outdated or I'm old. First and foremost, nobody's coming to my face with that because they know. They know. And second of all, nobody's going to battle me. They know about that. And third, it's like, I get the respect, man. I'm a grown old man with grandkids. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really trying to be that dude anymore, but if we want to take it there, we could do that,
You one of the people that, you had children early. When I was out here grinding in the streets in my young 20s, you already had kids. Now they grown up and off to college and all of these great things. You like free out here. You living a second life.
So
nigga.
This is why I'm doing the things I'm doing, man. I could do it now. I could do that. Paying X amount of dollars in support, you can't really move the way you want. Now that the support is different.
But you were still doing it the whole time. That's what's remarkable.
I was, because I never got discouraged. You know what I mean? I didn't want to give up. I felt like if I gave up, I'm defeated. It's like, what did I do all of this for all these many years to stop now? Taking these trips to Brooklyn and to this place and grabbing this piece of equipment and learning this. And why did I do all of that if I'm going to stop?
That's a fact. What's the hardest part about, do you think balance is the hardest part of trying to be in the entertainment game?
I think you definitely need balance because, for yourself, like we do 2-3 gigs back to back to back. We exhausted after 2 gigs. You know what I mean? And let alone 3. So I feel like you definitely need a great work-life balance. And if you're in a relationship, your partner has to understand that. They have to be the type of partner that supports you. And it's not even a dream for me because I'm living it, but supports your movement and what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have that and you're single, that's great. But if you have a partner and that partner doesn't support what you're doing, and I don't mean financially, I'm just saying is there for you, then it's like maybe you have the wrong partner. You know what I mean? No, not to discourage anyone in a relationship, but like,
And we all gonna come across that, right?
Yeah, that happens, man. That definitely happens. But don't be discouraged, just find a different way, move different. If you have to be with someone else, be with someone else. Simple.
So what's the game plan right now? Like what's going on immediately
Immediately, so Victory Soul Orchestra, we're finishing up an album. I'm on several songs, production, singing, rapping, whatever, writing for other people. I'm finishing a solo album. I got quite a few guest features from different areas, beats by different people, but it's mostly produced by me because I still make beats. What else? I mean, I'm doing some little writing for people here and there, different industry cats, and that's always good. That publishing money is crazy. I think I said that to you the other day. That publishing money, bro, it's different. It's different because it always comes. You know what I mean? People who don't have their paperwork correct, man, you missing out on so much. You're missing out on so much.
Because there's just so many artists out here just doing music meaninglessly now.
Right.
Like,
because they don't know, you know, and that's great that they have the mindset that they just want to be creative.
And even in the streaming era, they still don't got their paperwork together.
Yeah, bro. It's money in streaming. A lot of people think it's not because, like, songs like Happy do 2 billion streams and Pharrell get a check for $4,000 or $5,000, but it's still a lot of money in streaming because some of that streaming, some of those songs get placed in ads and movies and all types of stuff, man. And when them checks come, you like, what? I got 13 grand for what? I got 2 grand for what? I got $150 for what? So get your paperwork straight, man.
And we been on that, from the beginning.
Ever since I got screwed around with that deal, it was like,
some of y'all were the earliest to teach me some of the things I learned in the game. Actually, I can just, even dating back to Sev, like Sev was the first person I knew that had PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
Sev was the first person I knew that had Facebook or MySpace.
He's the first person I knew that had an email address.
He told me about Facebook. It's like all of these avenues that's normal things right now. Wow, I was always kind of behind the curve and jumping on it like at the point when it got popular. Sev would always be telling me these things like early in the game, like this is what's next, this is what you need to be doing. And for whatever reason, I would never do it.
Right.
And now I'm like, damn, I should have listened to that.
Well, I want to say one thing to you, and I hope you are on this. Crypto.
I'm studying EFTs right now.
Bro, it's gonna change your life, bro.
I mean NFTs.
NFTs, yeah. Non-fungible tokens. But bro, it's gonna change your life. Crypto. I'm not gonna tell you which one, whatever, but crypto. Study that.
I got a little wallet.
It's all right, that's what I'm saying. It's a couple of bags there. It's a couple of bags for us, man.
Okay.
For real.
Now that Tory Lanez basically put that project out as an NFT and it became successful. He sold like 1 million copies in less than a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Sold them for $1 a piece, and then the people that bought them went and resold them. And
right, and he
receives
gets money
a royalty
off
of every sale.
Yep.
So how do you think? So now I hear that Meek Mill is thinking about releasing his whole next album as an NFT.
He is.
What do you think this does to the music industry now? Does this strip the power from them?
All right, real quick, I want to shout out Nina, who did the artwork. Nina is Swiss Beats family. She's a lesbian queer artist, and she did the artwork for Meek Mill's new joint. And a lot of people have been talking about it, saying it's the worst artwork ever, but they don't know the history behind the artist and why she did it like that, and why Meek chose to choose that. So I just want to put that out there real quick. As for changing, it definitely it doesn't even level the playing field anymore. It tilts it in our direction, and I think the artists need to be more in control anyway. Because when you have artists like Prince, who passes away, and no one knows what happens to his catalog, and then Warner Brothers tries to take command of it, and you got all this messiness happening. I feel like that's the artist's fault because they weren't on top of their business. Not that Prince wasn't, but he wasn't in the fact that he should be 100% owning everything, and no one should have access to anything else. And he could have, gifted that to someone when he passes, if he had kids or whatever the case may be. So I feel like it definitely tilts the power into the artist's hands. It's just up to the artist to make sure they are on top of their paperwork and they know what they're doing.
That's true.
That shit is very important, man. Very important. Paperwork is so important. If you don't own your song and you trying to get it placed somewhere, nobody's gonna touch that song because you don't own it, or it doesn't look like you own it. For real.
Yo, I got this joint that I just tracked back down because sometimes I send out something and then a month go by, I don't hear nothing. 2 months go by, I don't hear nothing. Production is like a waiting game. If you're a producer, you gotta be very patient. So now, depending on the level of relationship I have with that artist, I tell him like, look, man, you ain't did nothing with it yet. Do you still plan on using it? Because if you don't, let me get after somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this joint that I recently got back. I think I'm going to send you that joint. I was going to send it to Mickey Fax, but I'm going to send it to you. It already got scratches on it and all that already. So we ain't even got to go in. So expect that from me later because I feel like I need to make this project.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
You didn't, what I mean? You've been slipping from the original formulas out here.
You only missed like maybe 4 joints, 4 albums. You on some other joints though, for sure. But yeah, man, this is a blessing. I feel honored to be here, man. That you would even consider me. Not that I didn't think you would, but it's like, sometimes we get busy with life and life get in the way and people are doing their own things and people look at the next person like, oh, damn, he's doing that. He might not be accessible right now.
I don't know. It's something
but
crazy.
You know where I live. I know where you live.
Like
so
it's something in the 518 where I feel like people be scared to say that somebody else is good.
Bro.
Or they be scared to say, like, even me as a DJ, I see how I big up other DJs. And I don't see them big each other up like that. And I'm like, it's not that serious, my nigga.
It's exactly like you said, bro. People are scared to give other people props. And for that simple fact,
how is that going to hurt you?
It's not. I got to shout out Albany Lou, man. I'm going to shout out to Albany Lou, man. Because, I hear a lot of talk about people not liking his joints and whatever, and he's paying this and he's doing that. Shut up. Because until you can make a better song, or until you on the radio, you shouldn't have nothing to say.
Me and Albany Lou, we finna lock in.
This dude out here crafting joints with some of the same people that I'm around. Like, let him get his bag however he's going to get his bag. And if you cats are not getting the bag like him, shut up. Go make a song better than his and stop talking.
Shout out to Albany Lou. Shout out my man Tyler Starr.
Yeah, shout out to Tyler.
I just bumped into him too at the fish fry spot.
They definitely connected and making the right connections for each other.
Yeah, we supposed to link. And for the people that say they don't like the joints, my job. I'm trying to give you something you gonna like. You feel me,
bro? I don't even think. Here's the thing. I think people get it in their head that, okay, this is whack. And then once they have that idea, they think that everything else that this person puts out is whack, or it's not for me, or he's doing white music now because he's with a band, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? I feel like
what they better not do is get it twisted like Albany Lou won't put some bars on that ass.
He put more than bars on people. He'll sick some of them dogs on people. Shout out to Albany Lou, man. Yeah,
because remember, no matter what we do right now, we still bred and we still came from the era where you had to be able to rap.
Right.
So even some of the niggas who act like they can't rap now, and I'm not saying that's Albany Lou, but maybe they have adapted new styles and they've watered they shit down. Don't get it twisted. Like, niggas will still put you over the knee.
Right.
You know
what I mean?
Spank
that ass real easily.
For real, because y'all ain't come from that level of competition. Y'all ain't come from an era where every time you came outside you had to be tested.
Nigga, the
you
Wolves
saying you
was
a rapper?
There.
You saying you a rapper? Every time you come outside you gotta be tested.
The Wolves and the Coyotes was there every fucking day, bro. Get off work, come through, walking through Washington Park, niggas is in the cypher. I'm like, oh. I ain't gonna walk by the cypher without spitting something.
Exactly, because if you couldn't do that.
Right.
You couldn't just walk by the cypher. Like, nah. I mean, if you was a certain type of lyrical prowess, right? When people came on the block and was like, yo, I rap, half of that block already knew who they was going to get.
Right.
It wasn't like 20 niggas on that block rapped.
Right. It was one.
Each area had
it was
one
Venom,
elite nigga.
It was Tato. It was Boogie. it was Wizzy, it was Sandar, it was me. You know what I mean? If niggas ain't going to get them people, they ain't going to get nobody else back then.
I tell you a story. I was on Second Ave one day. And,
Shout out to Boogie. And his brother too. That's right.
Isaga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to God Isaga. So I'm on Second Ave one day, and chilling with my guys down there, and this dude come walking down the block. He bald headed. He diesel as fuck. He don't got no shirt on. He got safety pins going through his nipples. And the nigga was diesel, so they like, yo, that's MC Swing right there. And I ain't know who Swing was. So he got box in hand and all of that. So he's getting closer and closer. They go over there and talk to him. I stay on the porch. Now they're telling him like, yo, this is the kid that you need to battle. He's older than me though. So he had like a single. He had a single with him of Roughneck by MC Light, the remix.
Oh, snap, okay.
And it had the instrumental on the flip side. He throws that in the box.
For those who don't know what a single is, it's when a single record was released, and it was released on a cassette. And on the flip side was either the remix or the instrumental or both.
Right. So he throws in the single. We go at it, and you know what I mean? I do what I do. I feel I won. But to this day, that I gained that man respect. You know what I'm saying? We still friends to this day because of that. But that's just an example of how it was. You just outside chilling, minding your business, and in 30 seconds you battling with somebody you don't even know now. Just because it's like your block held you to a certain level. You know what I'm saying? And everybody on the block didn't rap. It wasn't 20 niggas. Now if that happens, everybody rap.
Yeah.
Your auntie rap, your sister rap, your little brother rap, your cousin across the street rap. It's different. It's just different.
Word. Speaking of sisters, shout out to Tiff Hollywood and Tiff Cabana.
Yeah, shout out to them. Damn, I feel like you heard the Tato interview and you didn't. That's crazy.
I didn't.
Because those two names been consistent. Those two names been consistent in the past couple episodes. So
yeah, they should be.
Shout out to Tiff Hollywood. Shout out to Tiff Cabana.
They should be consistent. It's like
shout out to Benzie, bitch. We gotta bring the new blood.
Yeah. Definitely. That's one of your artists.
I don't call people my artists no more because I'm not a manager and I don't own them. But yeah, she's one of my proteges.
There you go.
Like to say.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, she bar it up. She barred up for real. I can't wait till people hear what she working with. So
that's what's up.
Yes, sir. You ain't producing nobody?
Nah, I'm just.
I got a couple.
I'm just trying to.
I could use some.
I'm just trying to make some joints
man.
for me right now, man. In my band. Yeah. I'm just concentrating on these two projects because I feel like I was putting so much energy into other things and other people that I wasn't getting my own stuff done. So like I'm in the mode now where I'm in album mode and I done locked in. So once I'm finished with my joints, then it's gonna be back to doing joints for everybody else.
Okay. Let me get like your top 10. Let me get like your top 10 DJs from the 518 and maybe top 10 MCs from our era.
Jeez, I don't even know if I could pick 10 MCs. Nah, let me stop. Let me see. Top 10 DJs, man.
Yeah, because a lot of people.
Crush, number one. Crush, Cutmaster Supreme. Of course, Nate is my number one. Like that's my dude. But Nate and Swift, Toast. Jesus Christ, there's so many, man. Biz, you, Money Mike. It's so many freaking DJs, and I'm sure I'm missing people. And I don't want anybody to be like, oh, he forgot me. Nah, it's so many of us,
I'm just saying, name your top 10 if you can't say them off the top of your head.
Yeah.
So you just named like probably 8 of them.
8, yeah. Let me see. Who else? I said Biz, right? Yeah. Swift.
You said Swift.
I said Swift?
Yes. You did not say True.
Of course I'm going to say True. Of course I'm going to say True. Yo, TGIF. Shout out to TGIF. Shout out to John Jams. That's fam right there. Shout out to DJ Ayo. I done went over 10.
Ayo.
Yeah, I done went over 10. So
That's what it is.
yeah. As for MCs, Dylon. Nah, me.
This
That's
the part
it.
where people get mad.
Me.
This-
Me, that's it.
Okay.
Me.
I like
Me.
that.
I'm
answer.
nice. I'm nice. And I'm nicer than all of you niggas. And if you don't believe me, come check my catalog. Anybody want to do a versus with me, I got the energy and the catalog to smash everybody. Even industry niggas.
Versus
Industry niggas know too. Ask Bus.
Versus
Bus probably
energy.
the only nigga that probably can body me because he got people that know his songs. That's a big fact right there. But anyway, I like ADG. I like what he's doing. Shout out to ADG. Shout out to Pesh.
What's up?
Yep.
Grizzly.
Yep. I fucks with them.
I was with 80 last night.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Pesh too.
Damn. Who else? MC wise. All right. I'm a speak on family. Dez, Shice, MC Graffiti, of course Sev, of course you. People don't know how nice you really are, bro. You need to stop playing with these beats for a minute and bar it out on some joints. You need to.
A couple of my youngins, they finally like they know.
If I pull that Lob on Clik album out and let people listen to it, it would still be relevant to this day, bro.
A couple of them asked me to be on a couple of things now, which was kind of made me feel good because it's like, damn, you 24 and you heard me and you like, yo, this nigga can rap. I need him on my joint, so that's always good, man. But
right,
man, that's
shout out to my boy Steve.
You the king of that lane.
Of what lane?
Like you're who I would, if I was still an MC, if I was still doing that, you're who I would aspire to be.
Bro, you gonna make me cry. I'm gonna shed one thug tear for that.
You kept the torch going, man.
Nigga, that torch gonna burn until I have Parkinson's and I'm like Ali going up there trying to relight some shit, shaking my hand with the torch. I'm still gonna hold that torch, man.
I'm into the future. You know,
I feel you. I'm into the future too, but you know what? There's a bag right now too. There is still a bag for us, bro. And you older heads, y'all get discouraged. Stop playing. Sev's still collecting royalties. Stop playing with me.
And plus, with my history of being, a part of the best duo to ever come out the 518.
Yeah, we did make you an unofficial member of Mad Flowas. You right.
Yo, that was dope too, man. Love the Mad Flow.
Oh yeah,
your energy was crazy, man.
Boog's still doing it too. I want to say Boog is in his 50s, bro.
Yeah,
and he's still doing it.
Still nice too.
Yeah, of course. San should have been that guy. He should have been that guy, bro.
We had
life getting away, man. I get it. Life getting away. Some things fuck us up. Some things set us back. That's why I'm still doing it.
I could personally say that we almost got signed twice off of the strength of Sandar, and almost didn't get signed twice.
Oh, for the strength of Sandar. Shout out to Sandar. That's
God damn it,
dude,
boy.
Man. That's my dude. Yeah, no matter what, that's my dude, man.
His son is an animal now. He's rapping Lou, Young Sandar Jr. We gotta, I love to see those things. I love to see when the offsprings of y'all start coming, and it's like same thing with Venom's son. Venom's son, they working on the album. He's producing his son album, and he got some flavor. So I love.
Didn't Lou's son do some joints too? Didn't Albany Lou's son do some joints like 2 years ago or whatever, a year and a half ago?
I can't really speak on that, but I know his son is definitely old enough to be rapping.
Yeah, he rapped. I think he sent me something I want to say 2 years ago. And right after that, Lou started rapping again. I'm like, okay, I see what it is. He getting that inspiration from his son.
You got production credits out here too.
Yeah, I got a few here and there.
You did.
I did some joints here and there. I don't even need to go into it. But I've been around. I got some joints. I got some ghostwriters credits. I got some shit. I'm on some joints with some big names, some unknown names as well. So
yeah, because you've been talking about them publishing checks for a long time now,
bro. I'm eating. I'm eating. I'm gonna tell you this. I feel like over the past 7 or 8 years, once I really got on my business and saw the things that I was missing out on financially with music, and really dedicated myself to pushing the craft and being on my business, I feel like the money from the music started rolling in, and I'm like, oh, this is what I was missing all these years. Let me go to Nashville and do some stuff. Let me go do some stuff at A3C. Let me go do some stuff at South by Southwest, and connect with people and really make it happen. So that's what I've been doing, man. Just connecting the dots and making sure these checks come. Cause if we don't do that now, that means we ain't gonna have nothing to pass on to our to our family when we die. So I want to make sure that my legacy is straight, for real.
And that's why you on Faces of the 518, because you a 518 hip hop pioneer and legend, and you still out here putting the foot in these young boys' asses. That's why I be happy when I see, because I be glad to know I'm just not the only one. And when my guys is out there still putting the foot in their ass, I'm like,
Right.
yeah, that's my nigga right there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm always champion that and big that up. And I'm always proud of you, bro, and everything that you're doing out here. And the fact some of us need the motivation to keep going too. So when you see like the niggas that's older than you still doing it,
who are you talking about?
you be like, yeah,
right. Big facts, bro. Do you remember we used to go see shows at the Palace Theater and shit like that?
Yeah.
And for me to go and rock the Palace Theater, it's a different level.
And that's still something I ain't done yet. So
Right.
like I said, you guys give me shit to aspire to. It's still a lot of work to do out here. And as long as our motors are still running, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, some of these young guys, they can't keep up with my ethics. So
Right.
I damn sure ain't stopping, because I'm like, hold up, y'all ain't even make me feel threatened yet. I don't, you know what I mean?
None of them. Can I be honest with you? None of them are a threat to me, man. That's how I feel. I'm not saying I'm the best, but like nobody's a threat, because nobody's gonna grind like I'm gonna grind. When it's time and I lock in, nobody's gonna grind like me. Nobody's gonna do what I do. I'm gonna perform, then I'm gonna rock with the band, then I'm gonna DJ some shit in the city. Like I'm gonna do like all the shit I know how to do when it comes to this rap, this hip hop, because it's ours. You know what I mean?
That's
So
right.
I feel like I'm trying to cash in on all avenues. I'm gonna write some shit for somebody. I'm gonna produce something for somebody. I'm gonna spit for somebody. I'm gonna spin a record for somebody. I'm trying to get it in every arena.
And I do this to motivate my other brothers too, man. Some of the guys that are, just very, very talented, man.
Shout out to Money Mike.
Money Mike's he's back on them turntables. Man.
Good. Good. He need to be
back
man.
out here. I think he did his first event.
That's what's
a
up.
couple of weeks ago. He back out here, so we'll see what happens. I don't think we're gonna get a mixtape run or nothing.
Nah, we don't need to, but I just want him to be able to still be creative, man. Cause you lose a part of your life, man.
That's a fact. Cause when I be telling people when they say they gonna quit, I be like, it's gonna haunt you, bro.
It is,
it's
bro. I stopped the music
away.
for like 6 years because my equipment was messed up. Man, getting back in this was the best thing I ever did, bro. Best thing. I've met so many new people and made great business relationships with people and opened doors for people. Man, if it wasn't for the stuff that me, you, Dez, Sev, Shice have done, nobody would be able to do the shit that they do now. Nobody's gonna get. Shout out to All Bully. Nobody's getting booked at a casino of all spots.
Yo, y'all lit, man. Y'all lit. I'm trying to live my second life, man. Y'all lit.
Bro, shout out to True Master too, man. He's without speaking it, he definitely showed people that you could do things a little bit different and still get the bag. He's like one of those living testaments to that. So shout out to my bro.
Because I tried to book the brother a couple of years ago,
and he was like,
he told me,
"You can't afford me." Nah, he ain't said that.
He told me, he said it's something to the effect of, "I'm doing 70 weddings this year.
Right.
I don't do those anymore."
Right. And that's why he doesn't. That's why we don't need to do a festival, bro. Mm-hmm. And you know how much weddings cost. You know how much people are paying DJs. Mm-hmm. What he need to do a showcase for? What he need to do a festival for? It's like, what's the point? So I get it. I get it. I've been doing the weddings, so I know when I see Biz set up and he's doing a wedding, I already know what that is. I already know that bag is different. You know what I mean? When I see Sean Reed doing a wedding, I know that bag is different. That's not no little $20-$50 gig for 4 hours. And y'all cats that are doing that, you doing yourself a disservice. Unless you got to deal with the business and y'all friends or whatever, you were doing yourself a disservice. Because it's way more money out here.
Tell them they driving the price down, man.
Right. Your price should be at least $100 an hour. At least to DJ. If Cats is doing it for less than that, you were doing yourself a disservice. Shout out to Young Wise. That's one
fact.
That's one person that I didn't mention.
I've been offered more money than that to be on my podcast.
Facts.
Why you guys doing that?
Right. So.
And after today, definitely,
the prices are going up.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Just a little bit on that. You think Joe lost, man?
Joe don't have the records. Joe don't have the records, bro.
I think it was a subjective battle.
I think I like Joe. Joe come from the cloth that we are cut from. You know what I mean? So he's gonna make them battle records. You know what I mean? He's gonna make them records where he's barring it out. And he's changed from Gotta Flow Joe to all the way up. That Joe is a different Joe from way back then. So he had to change with the times to get that bag. But he doesn't have the records that Ja Rule has. He doesn't have the impactful records that Ja Rule had. Only thing stopped Ja is 50. If 50 didn't exist, Ja would still be out here killing it.
I still think it's subjective though, because you know what's crazy? When I saw Diddy and JD arguing,
that shit was funny.
And Diddy said he was gonna play Victory, and JD goes, well, just based off of the shit you saying you gonna select already, I know you not gonna fuck with me, because you talking about mediocre records and the shit. And Fat Joe is like, hold up, JD. We talking about Victory here, my nigga. You just can't. You can't just do that. You can't just talk about Victory like that. And basically, what Diddy was saying is this different from a hit. There's different from something that is a hit record based on what the charts say, and something that's a hit record based on what the culture say.
All right,
and how it affected the culture.
So I went to Club Quarantine the other day. Me and my sister. D-Nice, KRS, whatever. And I'm watching I'm paying attention to the joints he played and the crowd that's there. You know what I mean? He played the records that were most impactful for the culture. They might not have been a chart-topping hit record, but you and I know these records. If we drop these joints in the crowd that we like to play for, not the crowd that we may play for, but the crowd that we like to play for, our people, everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's my, you know what I mean? So,
because I'm like, how could you say he lost round one if you never heard Flojo? You wasn't outside then.
Right.
You don't know the impact of the record.
Right.
So how could you tell if that's a loss or a win?
I still got that piece of vinyl, the Flojo joint. I still have that. And that's 20 plus years later. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. That's, for us, that's the joint. But when it comes to the impactful records and how the culture shifted. So if you look at the energy around Mace and Diddy and all of them and the records that they were producing, Ja took that formula and one-upped it. Fat Joe didn't do that until later on in his career. He didn't start making them records that was really going to pop and shift the culture until later in his career. That's why, me personally, I would give it to Ja. I don't like Ja. I think Ja is mediocre at best, but I think his writing capacity and his capacity to craft joints that are gonna affect the culture puts him on a different level.
Let's be honest here. If you got 17 number ones, you should win your verses, right?
Right.
But I'm just saying, that battle was being judged differently depending on who was watching. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, if we talking about the bigger records, we've seen the bigger records lose before too.
Yeah. It's about timing and how you play them joints too. I mean, we've seen that. If you don't come with the right record at the right time, people gonna be like, oh, you lost that round.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Well, it's a beautiful thing that we got, you know, platforms like that that's lifting up hip hop.
Bro, this quarantine.
I've watched every verses.
This quarantine and this COVID shit, I hated it. But when I look back and I see the things that have changed for the better for the culture, I'm like, yeah, I rocks with it. So like D Nice verses, you know what I mean? People everywhere, not for all types of music genres, are doing stuff online and still getting to that bag, doing it online. Like, bro, I ate a lot last year just doing shows from out of my house. Getting $200 here, $400 there, $150 there, whatever, to just rock for like 20 minutes or an hour. So,
I like what people made out of the pandemic when their backs was against the wall.
It was like, okay, all we got is flour. We gonna make bread. We gonna make a lot of bread, and they did that.
That's what's up.
Word.
Shout out to social medias, bro.
JB, aka Dirty Moses, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. And then you could just Google me too. Dead ass, you could just Google me. I swear to God, a million things gonna pop up. You Google JB, aka Dirty Moses, a million things gonna pop up. Go listen to that last album, Libations. Go listen to some old Busta Rhymes joint. I'm on there somewhere. Trust me. Trust me, I'm on there somewhere. Listen to this new Griselda joint that's about to pop. Trust me, I'm on there somewhere. You may not hear my voice, but I'm on there. Trust me.
He talking that publishing check.
Learn how to get the bag. Get to the bag. Get the bag. Keep the bag. Trust me.
Anybody want to shout out before we get out of here?
I think I did that. I shouted out everybody that needed to be shouted out.
Okay.
Word up. Shout out to the old PCM. Shout out to Beat Shot. My boy Nate. Love you, bro. Yeah. Shout out to CB, who is recovering from an operation.
That's a fact. She's good.
Yeah, she real good. She real good right now.
And yo, shout out to KB too.
Oh yeah, of course.
And
of course.
Every time I see her, it's still KB.
It's still KB.
Don't be mad. It's always KB.
I know. She be getting upset with that shit. I seen her at one of my grandson's birthday parties. And, you know, we still cool. So shout out to KB.
That's great. And she's doing great things.
She's doing big things, man. Shout out to black businesses, man. Support black businesses. I don't care what you look like. Support black businesses because they need to look more than all the other people do. Trust me. Everybody else is eating. We over here picking crumbs, eating crumbs. So shout out to black businesses. That's the era I grew up in, Wizzy.
Yes,
Born
sir.
in the 70s, man. Living in Harlem. That's all I used to see.
That's
Stores
true.
would say,
Got a major influence.
buy black, buy black, buy black. So when people be getting at me saying, oh, you can't even turn up in your raps because without addressing black issues, it's because that's what I come from. Yeah, I mean, and I'm black first. I love my white people and my Asians and everybody else, LGBTQIA, so on and so forth. I support everyone, but buy black. Real shit. Because you buy black, you going to shift the culture for everyone. Everybody going to eat if you buy black. Trust me. Because we love spending our money. So buy black.
That's a fact.
Help me finish getting this down payment for this Benz. and everybody else going to eat. Trust me.
Well, bro, thank you for coming through, man.
Man, this is
definitely
an honor
wanted
and
to
a
make
pleasure.
sure during my Legends editions that I bring some of the people to the table that's been staples in the 518 for hip hop and other things as well. And you one of them, bro. And you know,
without you, Tato, Sev, myself, none of this would be possible, man. None of this would be possible. Remember, I was one of the first dudes to give DJ Biz a freaking paid show at the Rockin' Horse. Shout out to Mike Courts.
He talking that talk.
Listen.
Yo, we gotta get our bombs. We gotta get our bombs.
Yeah,
together.
we need some bombs. We need some sound effects.
We need some sound effects. I'm working on it, man. You know, we in the slow development process. I feel
It's
like
all
whatever
good.
I add on later is just a plus, man.
That's good. That's good.
All
I'm
right.
with the shits, for real.
That's what's up. Yo, this is Faces of 518, episode 8 with my man Dirty Moses.
Yeah, man.
We out of here. We'll see you next time.
Peace.